Hi lovelies, welcome back. In today's video I wanted to talk a little bit about an insight that I had recently. And if you watch these videos of mine, if you are at all familiar with my work, you know I talk about the fact that we have this perfectly reliable inbuilt system that tells us when our thinking is off and not to be trusted, or when it's safe to trust our thinking. And that's our feelings. So when our feelings are feeling light and free and expansive and loving and creative and well, all of the things of our true nature, then we can trust the thinking that comes along with that. We can trust the thinking that comes from an inspired place, or a loving place, or a compassionate place, or a place of lightness or humor. The thinking that we don't want to be trusting is the thinking that's full of fear, that's full of anxiety, that's full of a low mood, that's full of busyness and stress and pressure. And, as I come to see recently, guilt. So for me, guilt was always kind of that one that got the exception. It was like, oh, I know that in general, bad feelings mean don't trust thinking, but not guilt. Because guilt is actually there to let us know when we should be doing better, or we should do something differently, or we should, take this opportunity for self-improvement, as silly as that sounds. And what I saw recently was no, even guilt is a sign that we're listening to unhelpful thinking. Because, and I want to make this clear, when there's something to be looked at, when there's something to be changed or adjusted or kind of gone about in some way, we'll just find ourselves naturally doing it when we're back at home base. If there's an apology to be said, we'll find ourselves apologizing. If there's an action to be taken to remedy something, we'll find ourselves taking that action to remedy it. When we're in that quiet place in us, it's just obvious. It just makes sense. It's kind of like a no-brainer. You've heard me talk about that before. No-brainers, things that don't really require any thought. It's just obvious. And so when guilt would come up, I would kind of take that as, oh, I need to be listening to these guilty thoughts, because if I don't, I'm not going to know how to remedy it, how to fix it, how to do better next time. But the weight of listening to guilty thoughts was feeling heavy, was feeling bad, it was feeling tense and stressful and icky. And it was only until about a week ago that I had an insight, wow, even guilt is one of those things that when it comes from that heavy, icky, I messed up, I should have done better, or I did something and, there's room for an improvement next time. When it's coming from that place of kind of, oh, you suck and you need to do better, that feeling is letting us know not to listen to that thinking. That's what that icky feeling is there for. It's not there to push us into being a better person. It's not there to make us feel awful for the fact that we are humans with human frailties. No one is perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. The people in our lives are not perfect. There's no getting out of that, unfortunately. So when I started to see that, guilt isn't saying, Shannon, you need to be better. Shannon, you need to feel bad about this. Shannon, you need to get yourself to a level of perfection and not have human frailties. Guilt is just saying, oh, more bad feelings that I don't need to listen to. And from a place of wisdom, from a place of home base, from a place of the natural clarity that's within all of us, it'll be obvious when I owe someone an apology. It'll be obvious when I can kind of go back and say, I didn't really handle that the best, and, say I'm sorry and make amends. And anything that I need to pay attention to will come to me from wisdom. It'll come to me from that quiet place. It'll come to me from a settled, kind of peaceful state of mind. And if it's not coming from a settled, peaceful state of mind, if it's coming from that feeling of heaviness, that feeling of pressure, that feeling of I suck, I did something wrong, I deserve bad things happening, any of that, all the craziness that our thoughts tell us, it's a sign that we don't need to be paying attention to that thinking. It's a sign that we're off. It's a sign not to be taking it seriously. It's a sign to just metaphorically step back from that thinking and let the system self-correct. And when I saw recently that, oh yeah, guilt isn't any different than anxiety, than low mood, than stress, than pressure, than frustration, than disappointment, it's all the same. Guilt is another emotion that because it feels bad, it's saying, don't go down this path. It was like, oh, what a relief that the system works so reliably, so simply, and so kind of cleanly that the only things that we need to be paying attention to are the ones aligned with our true nature, of the creativity that we are, of the wisdom that we are, of the love that we are, of the peace that we are. And all of the rest is just noise passing through the system. Nothing to see here, it'll move along in a second. So I hope you guys found this helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I love answering any questions you guys have. If there's anything you guys want me to talk about on these videos, you can leave that below too. I love recommendations and suggestions. Subscribe if you like these videos. They come out every Friday, and I will be back with you guys next week. Take care, my dears. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.